Hello everyone, this is the Film Buff Gamer guy, and I moved in back in the dorms again, and this is a different dorm room. It's not the same dorm room that I had last year, but I've made the layout similar to last year, so this is my new room now. So let's start with the review on Blue Beetle. So, Blue Beetle is the third DC movie that came out this year in 2023. And it is the first movie in James Gunn's DCU movie because it had been in development and was planned to be in the DCEU, the Snyderverse, but somehow it's in the DCU. And James Gunn has counted Superman Legacy, the upcoming Superman movie, to be the first DCU movie, and Blue Beetle, the first DCU character in the James Gunn verse, because that shit ain't confusing at all. So what do I think of Blue Beetle? Well, I learned to not keep my expectations too high, or high at all, because I learned that from Kratos, and I learned that from The Flash. Like, I enjoyed The Flash. The Flash is a great movie, but too bad a few scenes, the CGI is dog shit. And The Flash flopped at the box office really hard. And how many people were in the theater with me, in the theater when I went and saw Blue Beetle? 2. I was only one of the 3 people who went and saw Blue Beetle, okay? Like, I was in the back of the theater, and I could be on my phone and not bother anybody. I could do that. So, does that mean that Blue Beetle is bad? It's a generic superhero movie. That's just what it is. There's just nothing special about Blue Beetle at all. There's just nothing special. When I first saw the trailer, like, the trailers didn't interest me, and it's just generic comic book movie, and that's what it became. And the villain is a generic ginger Hillary Clinton type woman. I don't know what actor played her. Actress. Sorry. I'm pretty sure most of you have known the main actor who played Blue Beetle, which is Zolo from Cobra Kai. And if this movie turned out to be a flop and it ruined Solo's career, then I feel bad for him, because it's something that was completely out of his control. And I'm expecting Blue Beetle to flop, because even though Warner Brothers might consider it its own canon, separate from the Snyderverse that's dead, Blue Beetle is a very obscure character. I've known Blue Beetle before in some animated shows, DC animated shows, but I only heard of him, but I don't understand the lore or the source material of Blue Beetle. And I know that Blue Beetle had multiple alter egos, like Robin did with Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne and all that. So, I'm not familiar with Blue Beetle. This is a movie that I really don't understand why people are praising it, because the characters aren't interesting at all. I did not get interested in the characters, and the humor fell flat. Like, a lot of the jokes for me didn't land for me at all. Like, there was a joke in the trailer with Batman's a fascist. Like, that joke doesn't make any satirical sense at all. That's my main problem with that. The only way that the joke would make more sense if the uncle character, I don't remember the actor's name and I don't really care, says Bruce Wayne's a fascist because he donates money to Republican candidates, then that would make more sense. But Blue Beetle is supposed to be a movie where people would take their mind off things and have fun, because politics is divisive. So I did not like the Batman's a fascist joke at all. It didn't make sense, and I didn't like that joke would be there, because people like to go see movies, take their mind off things, and there are a lot of movies where I don't want politics involved. I don't mind politics in movies, but I don't want it in movies where I'm supposed to have fun. Not only the jokes didn't land at all, but none of the characters really interest me. They're not funny, there's nothing relatable about much of the characters at all, really. There isn't really that much character development. It's just, it feels like a Marvel movie, even though it's a DC movie. Because it has humor in it, quite a bit of humor that didn't land. It feels like Thor, Love and Thunder in a way. Like, there's humor in that Blue Beetle, just like Thor, Love and Thunder, that's juvenile. The humor didn't land, and there's barely any character development. There's barely anything charming about this movie at all. And the movie currently holds a 77% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I don't know where critics are coming from with those reviews. Like, if you like Blue Beetle, explain why you like Blue Beetle. Not only that there's barely any character development, the humor just doesn't land at all. The pacing isn't good at all. Like, scenes end abruptly. Like, there's scenes where there could have been an action sequence or whatever. They just cut it when Blue Beetle's charging up his suit. Like, they could have filmed. It's like there are scenes where there's more tell rather than show, where you should always show and not just tell. That's advice in filmmaking, and Blue Beetle does that quite a bit. The movie is very fast-paced too, because until the third act, the movie runs like the movie's about to shit its pants, running to go to the toilet, kind of like the Super Mario Brothers movie. But Blue Beetle is a 2-hour-long movie, so the pacing's bad, the characters are underdeveloped, and all that, and the jokes are just not funny. I don't understand where critics are coming from. Why are people praising it? I don't like this movie. Blue Beetle's just, ugh. It's just a stupid superhero movie, okay? Again, I'll say it again. For a movie that's DC, it feels like it's made by Disney on Disney Plus. It could have been something on the Disney Channel. It's straight to Disney, the Disney Channel, and it came out in theaters. Blue Beetle just did not impress me. I'm sorry. The only good thing I could say about Blue Beetle is the special effects look fine, even though it feels Power Ranger-y type, if you know what I mean, though. Type special effects, if you know what I mean. And at least the movie's watchable. I will give that. It's just, I don't need to see it again. I'm just never gonna get it on 4K or anything. I'm just not going to watch it again. I'm going to see Blue Beetle once, and that's it. I don't want to see that movie again. This is the Film Buff Gamer Guy signing out. Have a good one. And I wonder what you think of the movie. And I hope you enjoy it better than I did.